Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another post-fight analysis video. All right, y'all, Julia Budd versus Kaitlin Young. All right, y'all, shout out to Kaitlin Young. She's one of my favorite fighters, so, I had to rock with her in this one. I felt like, she did have the striking and just the IQ to keep this fight standing and do what she needed to do. But in all reality, I also know that Julia Budd, she is close to a complete fighter. She does have the takedown. She has the wrestling. And like I said in my live stream the other day, I said that Julia Budd, if she gets it to the ground, that's where it's going to turn into her fight. There were some moments in here where she wanted to stand with Kaitlin Young. I think early on, the first round, Kaitlin Young, she definitely showcased the better striking, the better jab, better right hand, and looked like she kind of stunned Julia Budd a couple times. I think it was in the second or first round. I think it was the first or second round, but either way, Julia Budd knew that she had that plan B to go to. All it takes is one takedown, and if she gets Kaitlin Young in that position, she can get top control, the side control is pretty much going to be Julia Budd's fight, and that's how it went. After she got into her groove and like the end of the towards like the end of the first round into the second and third, it was pretty much Julia Budd. The first round, real quick, let's go back and look. Julia Budd, she was looking to stand with Young early. Kaitlin Young, she was finding that range with her jab. Bud, she was landing some knees in the clinch. They both were exchanging. Bud, she was standing on the outside, was getting hit with some nice shots from Kaitlin Young. The jab and the side, those side kicks effective at long range. Kaitlin Young, she was getting those shots off. Bud, she looked to punch her way in with some good right hands. Worked on the inside, which was working, but the center is where Kaitlin Young was getting off. She was getting off the better strikes. Young, she stepped in with a nice right hand, left hook that kind of stunned Bud. The first time she threw the right hand down the pipe, I kind of saw the reaction from Bud. And then like a few seconds later, as she was backing Julia Budd up, she leaped in with kind of a lead left hook and kind of stunned Bud. She ate that hard right hand, but when she added that left hook to it, it kind of backed her up a little bit. So after that, Bud, she went in to close the distance, and as Young stepped in, to look to land another right hand, Bud, she changed levels, got the takedown in the last minute to take the round, finishing in that top position. So it was a close round, but when that takedown came in, Julia Budd, I think she edged that round out. Second round, Budd, she opened with some nice push kicks, trying to strike with Young again, but Young, she locks in with the tie clinch, landing some good knees in there, breaks to go back to the jab. The boxing on the inside here was pretty even. I was giving the edge again to Kaitlin Young just because I like the effectiveness of her strikes. I think both fighters were landing some good knees and punches all together. I think Young, she just needed to make that clean stick and move type of striking here, not give Bud a target. She was giving Bud too much of a target, standing in front of her, out of range, but still standing in front of her because, Bud still has some decent boxing. Young, she pulled the surprise in this round and actually switched levels, and she gets the takedown this time. But Bud, it looks good, but it was kind of a bad move because Julia Budd, she actually takes advantage of this, transitions to the top position, keeps that position, putting the pressure on, working those strikes and those shoulder bumps on Young. I mean, Young looked good with the takedown, but it cost her the round. Last round, Young, she comes straight in, blasting out some good 1-2s, landed some good strikes, but Bud, she shoots for that takedown. Young defends it partially, but Bud, she angles it out, and she gets Young down again, goes in from the guard, from the guard to side control on top of Young. Lands some body strikes, controls again with some heavy pressure here. Bud just controlled the round with a lot of good strikes and mauling. Last 10 seconds, she locks in that head and arm triangle, almost gets the submission, but Young, she hangs on for that last 5 seconds, and she survives the round. So I pretty much had it 30-27. Maybe you can see a 29-28 if you give Kaitlin Young the first round off of the striking. But I think Julia Budd just had those extra tools to get her through. Kaitlin Young, that's kind of been her downfall in the past. Excellent striker. I think she's very good with her hands, but kind of lost the momentum, and like I said, didn't really make it a stick and move fight. Like I said, she's one of my favorite fighters. I'm just being real with it. That's how she lost the fight. I think that she just didn't have that stick and move in her, where she should have just been peppering Julia Budd with shots, and timing those level changes and maybe land some big knees or just staying on the outside, just staying on the outside completely and controlling the fight. Similar to how the next fight I'm going to talk about went, Clarissa Shields and Montez. I'll talk about that in my next video. But yeah, Julia Budd just won her PFL debut here from here. And from here, I think that, it's not going to take her long to maybe get that fight with Kayla Harrison if Kayla Harrison chooses to re-sign or fight again. We don't know. You know, she might be a free agent now, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't know if she will sign on maybe for one more fight with Julia Budd, but that would be an interesting fight because I think Julia Budd has that well-roundedness and that size and that experience that could give Kayla Harrison problems. You know what I mean? So yeah, again, shout out to Kaitlin Young, still one of my favorite fighters, guys. Combo Breaker 99. What do y'all think fighters should do from here? Both of them. What's next for them? I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.